Last summer, my two best friends and I went on a bucket list trip to complete the Rubicon Trail. The experience was something we'll never forget. But before we hit the trail, we had the chance to stop by the MetalCloak headquarters in Sacramento, California, where all of their products are made by employees right here in the USA. Jeep parking only. Hey, I got some good news and bad news. Okay, there is some shaded parking over here for non-Jeeps. But unfortunately over here, this is all just, do you see where my Jeep is?
Oh, really?
In the middle of all those other Jeeps.
It's like
Yeah,
so
sorry, that's Jeep only parking. But Chris can park there. All right, Chris, so there's Lance, good news and bad news. Lance gets to park in a shady spot over there. But there is Jeep only parking and there's a spot waiting for you to pull into that. So I think you should do that.
Nice. Is that over just right up here next
Do you see where my Jeep is with all the other Jeeps? Yeah, that's where you should go park.
I guess I got to probably back into it.
I mean, it'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah.
So we're here at MetalCloak. Poor Lance has to park over there. At least he has shade. But Chris is pulling into the Jeep only parking where I'm parked as well. Dude,
Well, hey!
I hear you're giving us a tour, man.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Hey, happy birthday.
No, thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. We started out in 2009 in 2,000 square feet, about 2 miles from here. But during that time, we started looking. We need a place that is bigger. We got to always think further, always got to think ahead. And one of the advantages of my partners is that we're always trying to think ahead. So we found this building. Now this building was vintage Ford and it's 70,000 square feet. So one of the cool things about this being vintage Ford is he had a 1950s diner in here. Now this actually literally was a working diner at one point. My father-in-law works down the street and he'd come here for a hot dog and a soda or whatever in the middle of the day. So we kept it. It was just a cool little thing that we insisted that we keep.
I love it. It's really cool. It's just like a car enthusiast. It's just got that, nostalgia, but like it's a car enthusiast type of look and feel, and It doesn't have to be Jeep. It's just it's just a cool place to be. And it's a little bit different than everywhere else in here.
Absolutely. So this is our bullpen. One of the great things about our products and what we're blessed with our product line is we have so little issues on the customer service side that our sales team is small. Most of our products are still able to be done by somebody in their own garage, like all of our long arm kits being bolt on.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference for somebody. They're pretty complicated and you got to follow all the little details and instructions to be able to make sure that every bolt and nut goes in the right place, but it's still bolt on.
We had a wrong part for Chris's that I ordered the wrong part, and his Jeep was up on the lift and you guys overnighted it. It was like there the next day because we were trying to get his Jeep off the lift, and that's like, and it's like happy to pay for it too. It's I'll pay overnight fees, but companies don't even do that.
So we turned this area into our production and packaging. This body armor here has been sold and is just waiting to get packaged and put together.
This is like pick and ship. This is like where stuff gets packed and sent out. Gotcha. Okay. This is the most exciting part to me because that means my parts are almost.
You're almost there.
Almost being sent. Yeah.
Every team member has their own little station, and they're able to build and package and put together the body armor. Be able to do it, ship it from their station. Is everybody familiar with our paper packaging?
Oh yeah, I reuse that all the time, by the way. I use that like it comes, and then I have something I have to return, like I break my drone, which happens all the time. I use that to ship my drone back.
Nice. And of course, everybody's familiar with our bubble wrap.
Oh yeah.
In the early days, it was only bubble wrap. We had rolls and rolls, like these rolls of foam here, rolls and rolls of bubble wrap that would arrive. And I remember seeing one customer who had all his body armor because we wrapped everything up really tightly with tape and everything. He took it all out. His entire living room was full of bubble wrap. It was playtime.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. This reminds me of the Star Wars ride at Disneyland. It's like things coming through. How's ARS doing? Have you guys fully taken over that, like manufacturing and stuff?
Everything ARS is done in-house. It's all American made.
Wow.
When we bought the company, it was half made. They had a sport line made in Asia and a product line made in America.
Oh.
We killed the Asian line
and
only made the American line.
I'm glad you guys are entering the overlanding space. It's good for me. I mean, I'm entering the rock crawling space, so.
Right,
But it's nice to have gear that goes both ways. It can do both things.
Rock climbing. Let me see if anything's actually cutting right now.
Oh, is this like a plasma cutter?
This is a nitrogen cutter.
Oh.
This is a nitrogen laser. So this is our nitrogen laser. It's fully self-feeding. It has a system on the other side that self-feeds the sheets. Allows us to cut up to, I think we do up to 1/4 inch on this.
Oh, wow.
Maybe, do we have 1/2 inch that we do on this? Yeah, maybe some 1/2 inch stuff. I think some of our skid plates that are a little bit thicker, like 1/2 inch. But it's also cool because it's self-generating nitrogen. So it doesn't have to put a bunch of nitrogen canisters over there and keep changing the bottles. It self-generates.
Oh, wow.
And so we never have to worry about that. We just have to keep this thing fed.
So when you say self-generating, that means like you have a pasture of cows out that you're getting the gas from and putting it in the, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
That would be methane, but you know.
Oh, okay.
But
I always get
look,
those two mixed
it's all the miniature cows.
Yeah.
We found those little miniature cows, and they're all stacked up inside there, and they're just feeding. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we started out, in that we were that 2,000 square feet when we started out, all we did in-house was weld. And then over time, as we grew, we wanted to bring more and more in-house. We were fortunate that when we started in 2009, there were shops around us that were hungry for work, right?
Yeah.
We had the economic situation at the time. So all these shops in Rancho Cordova that we were able to feed work to. And then as we brought it in, over time, we brought it in. Like the guys that run our press brakes started out packaging, right? Yeah. Everybody kind of grows. Started with tube, started with sheet, now we're at sheet. Most of the stuff we do in-house. Our CNC machines means that the Rocksport blacks are done in-house. The ball joints are done in-house. Everything that we can do in-house. The only stuff we don't really do in-house has to do with coatings. We don't do our gold zinc chromate in-house. We don't do powder coat in-house. We don't do our hardening in-house, only because, well, in California, you start doing that stuff and it's a whole different level of regulatory problem.
Yeah.
So there are companies that are great at that. We still feed it to them. Yeah. So most of our welding is done by hand, but there are certain little brackets and stuff that are just repetitive brackets that doesn't make sense to have a high quality welder craftsman working on. Yeah. So we have a robot welder, just handles all the little brackets, little things, the little parts that have to do with holding parts in on the suspension systems and all that. All right, so there's been a lot of rumor. And our Corey and Jesse travel the country, and they do CTI trailers all over the country.
Yes,
and
I did it in Moab.
You did it in Moab. Yeah. So you know that trailer. Now that trailer that they're using was built in 2014. It has thousands of miles, 40,000 miles a year. It's done 14,000 Jeeps. It's had its time. And we have another trailer that we use over here, and it's kind of built up, but we decided to once again build a trailer from the ground up, just like the one Corey and Jesse have. And you can see it almost done here.
Oh, this one looks much nicer.
This is
much nicer. Number one, it's wider.
What's that?
It looks wider.
It is wider. So part of the challenge we have is that you have Jeeps now are wider, axles are wider. When we started doing this, it was TJ LJs and some JKs. Now it's JKs, JLs, JTs. And so not only is the trailer itself as wide as can legally be, it's also a bit longer, and the pads have been extended. You kind of look on the top, these front pads have been extended so that we can do JTs easily. We can do the JK four doors. We can do two doors. And we have the wide variety from the smallest little two-door TJ all the way up to a JT. So one of the things about the Rocksport blacks isn't just that they're black and they look cool. Like when we designed it, we didn't want to just design a shock that was, it looks cool, it performs well. We really always attack the problem looking at the technology. We want to know what the technology is like. We want to be able to do something different. So when we looked at it, we said, you know what? There's a problem with stacks. And the problem with shim stacks is every time you take a shim, you have to measure that shim and make sure that that shim is accurate. Doesn't matter if you're buying 1,000 of these things. Every time we build a 6-pack shock, we measure the shims to make sure the shims are exactly the way we want them to be. Right. And then we stack them up according to the valving that we have. Yeah. So that's a problem because we don't want to deal with that every single time. How can we be more accurate? So we created parabolic valving. Oh. Now what this is there is a single shim and a single shim. And there's a washer at the top and a washer at the bottom. That washer, if you can see, actually has a parabolic curve to it. Yeah. On the bottom and the top. The shim itself operates against that parabolic curve to create the valving that we need. Oh. So it's a single shim, what we like to call basically stackless shimming. Yeah. Goes against that parabolic valving. And the change of the valving can be done simply by changing that parabolic curve. Oh, that's cool. So we can adjust it and go, well, you know, if we did this a little bit better, we might have a different kind of valve system. Yeah. We might have a different kind of performance. But the consistency of that makes it super easy for our team to build. Yeah. It makes it super easy to make sure that we have a consistent performance every single time. And it's just one of the features that we took the extra step to make sure that we were building a technological wonder called the Rocksport Black that isn't just cool and black and gold, but the internals are just as cool as the externals. That's so cool. So Matson had to run, but there's still some more to see, Mike. So, a little bit, yeah. Yeah. So our R&D all happens in here. It's a little messy right now. We've been working on RAM and shocks and things like that. Ooh. But we created this space to kind of it can be cleaned up. This wall can be closed. We can use it as a studio if we want to film for installs and stuff like that.
So every product that we put out started here for the most part.
So you bring in something like a RAM, and then you like do the 3D scan of it, and then you test fit things, and you use each of these vehicles as you're building the new products?
Yep, and our R&D installer will be working on different stuff every day. I mean, we just put a lift on our 4xe, and we're working on the Ram right now, developing some suspension stuff for that. The Grenadier was in here last month, the Bronco. I mean, it's just constant evolution of different products.
It's really impressive to think like this is not a huge space. This is like enough space to comfortably work on like one vehicle at a time. And you guys have an extraordinary amount of different parts for a lot of different vehicles.
Yeah, and like I said, it all happens right here.
Yeah.
So it's a busy little room.
Wow.
The engineers all reside in this here. They go home early because they get here early. Yeah. And if you see the signs on the door, it says, "Do not enter unless you have a good reason."
That's such an engineer sign.
They stay focused.
I'm not a particularly handy tool person, but I do love a good toolbox. And I just look at the size of this thing. It's like 12 feet by 9 feet or 8 feet or something.
Fully lit up, you know.
Oh, come on. It's a garage in a box.
Yeah.
It's a garage in a box. So that was an awesome tour from Mattson himself in a place that I've wanted to come for a really long time. Has Jeep only parking, so like that's, you know, has my heart from day one. But we got to see all the stuff that they're working on, how they do their stuff, how they kept it local, how they manufacture things here in the US, how they come in and out the front door. And now we're gonna talk to Mike about real advice for the Rubicon Trail. After the tour, the guys at MetalCloak's sat down with us to look at the maps, plan out campsites, and gave us really good advice on how to approach the trail. We even enlisted Mike to drive with us for a bit the next day. Everyone out there has parts and brands that they prefer and like to buy from, but the people behind the products make all the difference to me. And after visiting MetalCloak, I can honestly say these folks are top-notch. P.S. I hope you get the chance to do the Rubicon someday. Heck, you might even see me out there doing it again, and again, and again.
Oh, there it is.
Is your pumpkin?